Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Capitalist Death Parade! Welcome to the Capitalist Death Parade with your hosts, Joy Marie Mann and Josh Radio Hedge, a podcast where we discuss the dystopian hellscape of capitalism that we call home. Hey, everybody, it's Josh Radio Hedge here.
And Joy Marie Mann.
You sound very British today, Joy. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Right. I'm pretending I'm British so I don't have to acknowledge the travesty that is our country right now.
Hey, don't feel bad. The British are also a part of the travesty. Whichever, you should do a different accent. Go Irish if you'd like to step out of the travesty.
Ireland. I went to Ireland a few years ago, and I drove past Dolores O'Riordan's house. True story.
True story. I'm going to tell like the most offensive Irish joke I know, but it's okay because I'm half Irish. No, I won't do that to you. But I might sing a song, right? Can I do that as an Irish person? Am I allowed to make Irish references like that?
They're right, and there are guns, and there are guns, and there are bombs in your head, in your head. They're fighting in your head.
Okay, fair enough. That is the superior Irish ditty. Well done, well done.
Dolores O'Riordan. Yes, I went to lots of pubs in Ireland, and I had an Irish coffee at 10 a.m. Because that's when the bars open. Yes.
Yeah. See, I went to Ireland and all I got was a Blarney Stone. It's like a kidney stone, but it's what you get from drinking too much beer in Ireland. So,
do you know the story of the Blarney Stone?
I tried to tell you the story when I passed one, but I'm kidding. Tell me all about it. Is it a magical stone put there by leprechauns?
No. So here's the thing. So we went to a bunch of castles when we were there, and we went to like 10 different areas like County Cork and Kilkenny and Killarney and all different places. And Blarney Stone is one of these places where there's this stone, like this big stone on top of this like somewhat small castle, but it's very high up. And the idea is that's been happening for, probably 100, 200 years, is you have to kiss the Blarney Stone for good luck. However, they don't tell you that to kiss the Blarney Stone, there is a huge open like rectangle thing, and you have to lay on your back and stick your head back and kiss it like upside down in this hole that's like looking down at the ground, like a bajillion feet high in the air.
Yeah.
And my husband was like, oh my God. He came down from doing it, and he's just like, what the fuck? Nobody told me you have to do that. And then afterwards, when we were back at the hotel that night, I started looking up stuff to see if I could find it.
You found out the truth of the Blarney Stone.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, locals get a little pissed, so to speak, at tourists, and when it's like nighttime, they like to piss all over it so that tourists, when they kiss it,
Well, that's fantastic. That's a great story that ended in your dude getting pissy lips. That's great.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I was smart. Because I heard someone who came out of the building and was like, oh my God, I'm never doing that again. And I was like, okay, I'm not going up. I don't know what the hell that meant, but I'm not going up. Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't. But the day before, we had walked up to the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now, it had just opened to be able to do that. It was closed for years and years and years. And it actually is so intense that they don't even let you bring up a phone, a purse, literally nothing, because everything is so like wonky that your equilibrium is immediately off. So you're not even allowed to hold a phone. It's over 300 steps. There is no railing. All of the steps are wobbly stone that are not flat.
And they're covered in piss, all of the stones.
Probably.
That's part of Ireland's charm, is all the drunks like to pee on all the stones.
Well, and one of the worst parts is you go up while you're walking up while other people are walking down. And the pathway to the steps is literally, you have to walk up and down the steps sideways. And you're rubbing genitals with all these people you don't know, which could be hot.
I was going to say, you said that like it was a bad thing. That sounds great.
Well, it depends. It's like when you're on an airplane and you're like, do I give them the crotch or give them the ass? It depends if they're cute or not. And it was kind of like that. Like, you just had to try to turn around. But
see,
yeah,
I do neither. I don't do the crotch or the ass. Instead, I do a handstand.
I literally was just gonna say that. Swear to God, when you said I don't do either, I was gonna say, do you do a handstand? Get out of my head. Yeah. Yes. So that was the worst. Oh my God. When we got back down to the bottom, I sat in the grass and fucking sobbed. I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. Oh my God. What the fuck? It was so bad.
Oh, well, I'm glad you survived.
Just thinking about it. Oh.
You know what I feel nauseous thinking about? Politics.
Well, that's one of the reasons I was pretending I was from Ireland. When we went to Ireland a week after the 2016 election.
Oh God.
No lie. And people in Ireland were like, oh, you're from the United States. What do you think about Trump? And it got to the point where everyone was asking it, because it was right when it happened. And we just started lying and saying we're from Canada, because we were just like, we can't even enjoy our trip. Yeah.
I figure it's got to be just so difficult to be an American traveling abroad at this point that you could pretty much just say you're anything else and you'll get a better response. They'll be like, oh, so where are you from? And you're like, oh, I'm a Nazi. And they're like, oh, cool. Okay. At least you're not American. Or are you also an American?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I feel like when I meet, my Muslim comrades and, stuff, I'm like, I didn't vote for Kamala. Don't worry. It's just, I just feel like apologizing every time I talk to someone Palestinian. I'm like, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Blood is on all of our hands. It is. I mean, our country is responsible, along with, the settler state of Israel. It's both of us. That is why this is happening. And we've been trying and trying and trying for over a year, but at the end of the day, it is still our country who's doing this. And it is I've never been so ashamed to be an American.
I 1000% agree. I've actually been thinking the same thing pretty much all this week, which is just that we want to play this off as, oh, it's not us, it's Israel. We just can't seem to get them in line. But no, at the end of the day, this is our proxy war. We want this war. This is how we're being played. Like, this is like professional wrestling. You see the villain get up there and march around with the belt over his head, and then you see Kamala show up, and it's all supposed to just get you all excited. But at the end of the day, they are lying to you because Kamala isn't doing shit. She keeps saying that her and Biden are working tirelessly to find a ceasefire. Doing what? In what way are they seeking that ceasefire? What actual mechanisms and levers of power are they pulling? And when you ask that question, you find out they've done nothing. And that's not an accident. It's not because they're hapless. It's not because they're morons. It's because our policy is the proxy war.
And, Rathbone, I don't know if you know who that is. And if you guys are watching, he was on my show again last night. He's amazing. He does incredible videos on Palestine. He's amassed over 20 million likes now. I'm so proud of him because he's incredible. But we had an incredible, conversation last night about things like this. And it's just, he feels the same. It's well, I'm sure some of our topics involve this. So just to give you guys a heads up, I've been so fucking busy lately. Like, I mean, so fucking busy between working and my show and working on a project I started that I haven't yet announced, and family, and I was sick for 3 days, and so on and so forth. Like, I just haven't had time to like communicate with Josh as much as possible. So we haven't even been talking about our topics before we go live. So we're going to be finding out each other's topics live on the air, which is actually quite fun because we're not prepared, which is good because I'm not like a structured kind of person.
Well,
So
Joy, you're gonna regret that decision because I tell you what, I'm gonna shock you tonight. I'm gonna blow your mind.
I kind of doubt that, but that's what she said.
So you want to start jumping right in? I would love to talk about this duopoly and the current situation where we have Kamala and her comrades, the Cheney family, calling for more war, more military, more lethality. And then we got on the other side, we got Trump calling for peace, which is so wonderfully ironic because at the same time that he's calling for peace, he's also like, we should invade Mexico. We should bomb Iran. We should Kamala's not doing enough to deal with Gaza. We need to do more. And it's like, do more how? They've given him everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. But just today, Joy, Kamala did 3 campaign stops with Liz Cheney. And that's Liz anti-women's rights Cheney. The same Liz Cheney who has like the lowest approval rating in DC among Republicans.
Now, and she voted with Trump 93% of the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She could be out on the campaign trail right now with like Bernie Sanders, the most popular politician in DC. But that's a bad idea right now because Bernie only appeals to Democrats and independents and leftists. And since Kamala is only courting Republicans right now, she's like, no, I don't want somebody who reminds people of the left. That'll turn my new base off, the Republican base.
And there's nothing left about Bernie. He is, my God. Did you see his interview last night?
What was last night?
I'm not sure. It was one of the talking heads on MSM. Oh my fucking God. They were like, so what is your, what do you say to people who don't want to vote for Kamala? And he's like, I say blah, blah, blah. And he was like vote shaming and stuff. Like, seriously, dude, just stop. Democrats fucking hate you. Stop. They hate you. Why are you licking their boots? They cannot stand you. You have abandoned us for people who hate you. It was disgusting.
So this may surprise you a little bit. I wanted to surprise you. Today, Bernie Sanders went on a Twitch with a bunch of Twitch streamers, and he's trying to appeal to the younger, millennial and Gen Z and maybe Gen Alpha. I guess they're not voting yet, but they will. And
I
so
saw that, but I couldn't figure out who any of them were.
I knew who some of them were, but I just found the whole interview to be like so obnoxious, and they just couldn't seem to get into anything. It was too surface for me. But I decided, you know what? Bernie's reaching out. He's going to all these young podcasts. So I put a word out, and I got Bernie here with me in my studio. I don't know. Would you like to talk to Bernie?
Not really, but okay. I just filibustered in my pants.
Hold on. Did Joy just say that she's ready for me to come on the show?
Hell no.
Hey, Joy, how's it going? You remember me? I know you know who I am. You got me like tattooed on your butt.
Ew.
Don't pretend you don't know me.
Well, Bernie, Joy, why won't you call it a genocide? Why are you being just nothing like that person you told us you were? What happened? Why
okay, I want to explain. That's why I came on your show today, Joy. I really wanted to explain to you what happened to the Bernie Sanders that everybody knows and loves, okay? So here's what happened. So, it's almost voting time, right? And you're all worried about this here genocide, and I'll call it a genocide. I'll call it for your sake, okay? Let's argue that you're right and it's a genocide, okay? So let's hold up, all right? Before you start chucking knives and sending death threats to my family, everybody, please consider this, okay? Genocide is the ultimate crime. There is no crime higher in human history. It's so cruel and it's so horrible. And I want you to know that I am against it.
No, you're not. You're a liar, Bernie. You're a liar. Bernard.
I need you to vote for Kamala a little bit. Just a little bit. Just this one time, okay? Just a little bit of Kamala this one time, okay?
Well, maybe. Just kidding. Yeah, Jill Stein, 2024. All the way. I don't fucking want blood on my hands. Bye, Bernie. Bye.
Wait a minute. You didn't let me finish. So you were asking, what happened to Bernie? What happened to Bernie? What if I told you that I am a clone? I'm actually a clone. You remember back in 2016 when Bernie had the meeting at the White House with Obama and Hillary? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you weren't there, but Hillary comes up from behind me with the syringe and bammo right in the neck, right? I go down. Next thing you know, I wake up in some secret government dungeon where I've spent the last 8 years of my life. And so this is what happened to me. Now, you're wondering, why did I switch over to Kamala's side if in those 8 years? Well, they did a lot of brainwashing on me, Joy, okay? I'm talking the full-on scrub down of my cerebellum. It was incredible. And I really started thinking about maybe some people are worthy of being sacrificed for our own good. I mean, isn't it for good? Isn't it ultimately for good that we elect Kamala? Isn't she going to do good things? That's what they told me in my cell for the last 8 years. I haven't actually been outside of it before today, but that's what they told me.
No, that's my answer. Bye, Bernie. More important stuff to get to. Go take a nap.
Oh, he seemed really dejected as he was walking away.
I don't care.
I at least appreciated his backstory. I was wondering what had happened to him. I'm glad to know that he was cloned. In fact, I'm starting to think he was a clone too, because he had like a barcode in the middle of his forehead. So
that makes sense. He had a lobotomy or something.
A lobotomy.
Oh my God. Climate change is a real.
All right.
What else do you have?
I would love to play for you a video that absolutely flipped my world. Let me see if I can share it real fast here. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. Thank you. This was a reporter, this was yesterday, I think, asking Kamala Harris if she's worried about the current polling and how her lockstep support of Israel is potentially going to cost her the election. And this was Kamala's response.
How risky is it that you could lose the election?
Well, it is undeniable that it is something that everyone is aware of what is happening there. I speak publicly all the time about the fact that there are so many tragic stories coming from Gaza. And of course, the first in this phase of everything that has happened, the first most tragic story is October 7th. And what happened that day, and then what has happened since. And I think what's critically important as we look at this moment is, one, acknowledging the tragedy of what has happened in Gaza in terms of the extraordinary number of innocent Palestinians who have been killed, and taking that seriously and speaking truth about that. In addition, of course, to what I said about what happened on October 7th, in
Said it
terms of
twice.
1,200 innocent Israelis being slaughtered, women being horribly raped. And then fast forwarding
Lies.
to killing of Sinwar. This creates.
Yeah.
Stop fucking pushing those goddamn motherfucking lies. We have tangibles of it happening to Palestinians. Tangibles, okay? Not just Biden saying he saw this shit and then White House coming out and being like, oh, he misspoke. He didn't see it. Well, no, he didn't misspeak. He fucking lied. And then shitlibs run away with it, and you can correct it a million times. It doesn't matter. It's already in their fucking cult ass heads.
Yeah. I'm amazed though that like she's able to like did you catch that? She's like being asked about her lack of care for the Palestinian people, and she immediately is like, well, what about October 7th? Yeah, I do feel bad for the Palestinians. Did I mention October 7th? She said it twice in like,
you realize
45 seconds.
The article that came out after this by the New York piece of trash Times, it was entitled, no, Kamala's empathy for Gaza does not change her policy on standing with Israel. Something like that. What fucking empathy are you even fucking talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
But the fact that they were literally apologizing and saying, no, but don't be mistaken. It's cool. She's still with Israel. Like,
no, what really gets me is when you break down this clip. I watched it a few times because I was so grossed out by it, because I'm trying to really understand what is being given here to the audience. And what it is she's trying to like prime the audience to accept the unacceptable. I mean, that's all it comes down to. That's why she has to, when asked about why can you not feel for these people, she had to bring up October 7th twice in 45 seconds, because she is trying to justify to you and convince you that what is being done, though horrific, is justifiable. And I just find it so criminal. It's not right, man. Like, yes, of course, we all are a bunch of lefty peaceniks or whatever. Well, I know I am somewhat. Joy's a little more intense. Just a little.
Joy!
But seriously, it's not fair. It's like, yes, I want peace. And I understand that it's a little more complicated than that. But this whole idea that they're doing everything in their power while they literally do nothing. I'm gonna play the rest of the clip because the reporter pushes back pretty hilariously, and it really triggers Kamala. So listen to this.
Of Sinwar. this creates an opening that I believe we must take full advantage of to dedicate ourselves to ending this war and bringing the hostages home.
But it's not working so far.
You know what? Listen, as it relates to the issues in the Middle East and in particular in that region, it has never been easy. But that doesn't mean we give up, okay? It is always going to be difficult. It does not mean we give up. We can't give up.
All right. There it is. So I just had to finish that clip because I was really blown away where she's like, we just can't give up. And it's like, how can you give up when you've never began? Like, you've never started. You've never pulled a single lever of power. In fact, like, I was thinking about how, like, it would be great if Kamala and Biden had done nothing. I mean, that sucks, and it's still criminal to just, like, allow that kind of oppression happening. But it's not nothing. They've been giving money and weapons and international cover and permission to do this for more than a year now. Like, so to act like they just have no power and there's nothing they can do. No, they have the power and they're using it. And that power is what has created the severity of this horrific situation, this genocide. It is, you know, it's not even a question anymore, you know?
No, it's not. Oh my God. It's so crazy. Like, and that was actually one of my topics I wanted to talk about was, well, a few things pertaining to Kamala in interviews. So you have, first of all, let's talk about her Fox News complete and utter meltdown.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I saw clips. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I mean, boy, it was wild just watching them yell at each other. That was it was a little wild. It was a little wild.
She legit rage quit. Like, oh my God, yes, Queen, she can handle anything. I'm speaking. Oh my God, she is such a queen. Oh my God. And then she has a temper tantrum and rage quits a fucking interview. She's like, oh, you know what? I have 80 pages of policy on my website and they can go look at it there. Like, what? If you cannot be questioned, and the guy was going hard, however, he was being respectful. He wasn't it wasn't rude. It was just hard. You know,
that's the thing. Kamala doesn't get hard interviews. That's what's so obnoxious. And when she gets hard questions, most interviewers allow her to word salad her way out without pushing back, which is what Bear was doing. I don't like Brett Baer either, but he was at least pushing back and trying to get more out of her than just word salad.
Yeah, I am looking for a clip I just shared on my Twitter. Well, anyway, I assume many people have seen it, but you know, the final breaking point was when he asked her something and he's like, but you've been in the administration for 3.5 years, so why hasn't this changed? And she's like, Donald Trump has been running for president. And he's like look, that works for Democrats, okay? Democrats are like, oh, Trump, shiny object, shut the fuck up. Nothing matters. No accountability. Trump, 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 Trump derangement syndrome. But if you do that to Republicans, what's the point? Like, yeah, they support Trump. What's your point? Yes, Trump. But they're asking questions that are valid. If you want votes, come prepared. Yeah. You agreed to the fucking interview. You can't tell me you knew you were going on Fox News and you thought this shit was going to be one of your MSM fucking softball things. Bullshit.
No doubt.
And at the same time, it's like, you know, it's always spin. It's like, well, she has too much self-respect than to sit there and listen to him berate her like that. No, it's called doing an interview.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
it's
Like
about.
if Trump bails out of an interview, everybody gives him shit for weeks.
Yep.
I mean, I think we should be, a little equal on this, right? I think if Trump bails out of an interview because he can't handle the heat, he's a pussy. And I think if Kamala can't do it, same rules apply. Like if you can't take the heat, well, maybe you shouldn't be running for the head of the damn country, but I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, really? That's what you're scared of? Seriously?
Pushback. She's scared of
Yeah.
pushback because she doesn't actually have. I mean, I'm sure she does have some actual beliefs. Watch her talk about women's rights, and that's where she shines. But you put her on almost any other topic, and she's like listening to like Siri read from Wikipedia. It's like she doesn't actually like have the ability to discuss things. She can just regurgitate the things she's memorized. And I that bothers me that like I haven't seen her really get passionate about almost anything. Well, maybe immigration. She really does hate immigrants.
Yeah.
Hey, Democrats, are you happy? Are you happy that we're finally here? That we're finally throwing the immigrants under the bus? Oh boy, women, look out! We're throwing you under the
We
bus next in the Democratic Party. Just you wait. You don't think we are, but we will.
we are burdened by what we have been. Okay. Okay. We
Joy, will you
are.
please unburden me with that awful impersonation?
Oh my God! Rathbone last night said I did the best impression ever. I was like, no, I don't, but thank you.
All right. That's okay. I'll meet him in the middle. It was somewhere between the best and the worst.
Okay, I'll take it. But while talking about our interviews, I also wanted to talk about, interviews in a different respect. She's been doing this whole like, oh my God, I'm so cool. I'm going on podcasts. Like, I'm like totally one of them. And like, I'm so cool. But they're all podcasts that have like a bajillion followers. So I don't really consider it a podcast. I mean, they're still sponsored by corporations and stuff. But anyway, so she goes on one dude's podcast. Let me look up his name. It is called. His name is, never heard of it, but okay, so it's called Smoke Special, All the Smoke Special Edition.
Okay.
Yeah. So apparently this guy is an athlete. And he is infamous for beating the living shit out of his girlfriends. And so a total winner. So she went to talk to him on his podcast. Then she went to some girl's podcast who says, call her daddy. And it is a podcast specifically about sex and sexuality. Then she went on Howard Stern, who is accused by several women of SA. And also, that aside, he is someone who is known for being crass and, gross to women. Okay, we've got three there, and she was like drinking and stuff on there. Now, to me, before this shit came out with Howard Stern, I fully admit I used to watch him and think he was so fucking hilarious.
Well,
Like,
sure, everybody
legit.
did back in their edgy years, but you grow up, unlike Howard Stern.
Like, I mean, when he used to throw baloney at girls' asses and stuff, like that used to send me. I used to crack the fuck up. And Hank the Angry Dwarf was my comrade. I was like, yes, I love Hank the Angry Dwarf. Beetlejuice, like all of them. It was so much fun. It was hilarious. But then when you get older and, you do so, you're like, I don't know if that's like okay, or I don't know, but yeah, I mean, she goes on his show, so there's like three people who maybe probably aren't the best. But then, you know, she also does her thing where, oh, guess who she has today? Come out at her rally. Someone named Usher Raymond. Usher, who is literally one of Diddy's accused.
Yeah.
Literally comes out and opens for Kamala. Like,
Then
could you be more fucking dumb? So Usher comes out and he's like, vote for Kamala, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you really think we don't know who you are? You really think we didn't see you delete every tweet you've ever made to your account went to nothing posted the day Diddy got arrested? You really don't think we know you, like Groomed, Justin Bieber? Like, you really think the shit didn't come out? And Kamala was like, yeah, come on stage, introduce me, bro. Yeah, come on. All the kids will be like, yay. She was so fucking oblivious. And then she has Lizzo. Fucking sell out Lizzo. Fuck you, Lizzo. And you know what? Lizzo is she is not a strong woman. And I'm going to tell you the first time I heard about that, when I was in Iowa campaigning for Bernie, she was supposed to come and sing at one of our rallies. And we were going to have like this huge concert. Well, she posted that she was endorsing Bernie and got destroyed on Twitter because she wasn't endorsing Kamala. So as a Black woman, how could you not endorse Kamala, blah, blah, blah. And she canceled the show and deleted the tweet. So I knew she was weak as fuck. Okay, and now she's out here doing these Kamala fucking commercials like a stupid ass. And, you know, she's been accused by her employees of being abusive, name calling, bullying, and stuff. And then she has her come out for her too.
Yeah. The people that Kamala has been surrounding herself with, it's been kind of a shock. And I mean, that kind of brings me full circle back to the Cheneys. I was going to ask you about that, Joy. Did you watch Daily Show last night?
I saw a clip of when he asked Wallace why the Cheneys, and he's like,
God, that's what I wanted to ask
Bernie
you about.
Sanders, we have Taylor Swift, and he's like, but did you need to?
Yeah, I'm so happy. Like, you know, I know Jon Stewart gets some guff here or there, but can I say that he is he's not a journalist technically, but he's the only dude near journalism who has asked this question yet. Like, isn't that insane? This whole campaign that they've been touting this support of the Cheneys, and this is the first time somebody's been like, but why?
Right, because it's like, you know, you can't control who endorses you. If they endorse you, so be it. But you really need to do 3 rallies with Liz Cheney. But the Dems are fucking hilarious because remember, like, Bush a couple years ago when he was like BFFs with Michelle Obama and he was like showing his stupid ass paintings, and all the Dems rehabilitated him to like, oh my God, W, so amazing. Oh my God. And now they're doing it with Liz Cheney. Oh my God,
And
she's
Dick
so
Cheney.
amazing.
And Dick Cheney. I mean, it's just incredible. He doesn't need to have his image redone. We know who he is. There's 1 million dead bodies in his wake. We don't need to celebrate him. Like, that's the thing. You said you can't control who endorses you. Did you hear who endorsed Jill Stein last week? David Duke. But guess what? Jill Stein didn't accept that, or was it not? Oh, it was
Richard Spencer.
Richard Spencer. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. Richard Spencer endorsed Jill Stein, and Jill Stein didn't accept it because you don't have to.
Guess what? You know, here's the thing. I wasn't sure if I talked about this with you or Matt, who's in the audience. Love you, Matt. I wasn't sure which one of you I talked about this with, or maybe on one of my own single shows, but I really find it very hard to believe that Richard Spencer would endorse a Jewish woman and a VP who literally is a Black Muslim.
Yeah.
And they both support immigrants, and they both support Palestine, and all of these things, like, and reparations and things like, and we're supposed to believe that he endorsed them. And the same fucking time he came out and supposedly endorsed her, what happened? That new thing came out where young Democrats make a TikTok to tell voters why they shouldn't vote for Jill Stein. It was the same fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, no, dude, like, no, I'm sorry. Like, anyone who actually thinks that's real is a fucking idiot. But the first thing I thought of when I saw that was when Jill was on Piers Morgan just days before.
Yeah.
He said, oh, I can't believe that, Cheney endorsed Kamala. That's not a good thing. And Piers Morgan literally said, what if a Nazi endorsed you? So first of all, he's comparing her to a Nazi. She didn't. He did. And days later, Richard Spencer endorses. No, I'm sorry. I'm calling bullshit all the fucking way.
Well, but for me, it's this. It's not about who endorses you. It's about whose endorsement you accept. Because that's the thing. Kamala could have been like, yeah, we don't need the endorsement of a warmonger, but it's nice to know that Republicans also want Trump out of the White House. She could have said it like that. But instead, she's like,
even could have said thank you and not pranced her around the fucking stage all the time.
I mean, I want to remind everybody, like Liz Cheney, like the day that Roe v. Wade was destroyed, she said that it was like a prayer answered from God. I mean, she loves the death of women's rights. Why are you parading her around in your Women Take Your Power campaign? It's really fucked up.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to jump into Trump, the bringer of peace. Did you know that Trump is the bringer of peace?
I did not.
It's true. I'm going to read to you. This is from Truth Social today. Okay, this is his message to the Arab voters in Michigan. He says, Arab voters are very upset that Comrade Kamala Harris, the worst VP in history of the U.S. and a low IQ individual, is campaigning with dumb as a rock warhawk Liz Cheney, who, like her father, the man that Bush pushed to ridiculously go to war in the Middle East, also wants to go to war with every Muslim country known to mankind. Remember, Liz Cheney lost her congressional seat by the largest margin, 40% in history for a sitting congressperson. If Kamala gets 4 more years, the Middle East will spend the next 4 decades going up in flames, and your kids will be going off to war, maybe even World War III. Something that will never happen with President Donald J. Trump in charge. For our country's sake and for your kids, vote Trump for peace.
Oh my God.
I am just so fucking mind-fucked right now. Like, we're living in a timeline where we literally have, like, Kamala on one side cheerleading war, embracing war criminals, calling for the most lethal military in history. And then on the other side, you got Donald Trump. He's like, hey, y'all, peace. We need some peace. Now, that's obviously he's full of shit, because he's also said he wants to invade Mexico. And he also said he wants to bomb Iran. And he also said that Netanyahu should finish the job in Gaza. So we know that he likes some war.
Yeah.
But I'm so amazed.
Though, because, like, he she doesn't even say the fucking words. That's the thing. But also, and my Muslim comrades, many of them have said, essentially, I remain much more concerned about what Kamala is doing and has been doing for a year than what Trump potentially could do. And that's correct. That is right. Because, oh my God, Trump will do the same thing. Okay, so you're saying that what she's doing is wrong. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Or like I post the meme that says, I will not vote for genocide. What do you want, Trump? And it's like, oh, okay, so you're acknowledging Kamala is doing genocide. That's what you're saying.
It's so crazy. People have literally argued to me that Kamala is the softer, gentler genocide, and that Trump will be worse for Palestinians somehow than unfettered genocide and ethnic cleansing, like a campaign that we've never seen. Yeah.
And last night on my show with Rathbone, we showed the most powerful Palestine video I have ever seen in my entire life. This gentleman so passionately says, you are literally stepping over the bodies of massacred children to go pull the lever for the person who did it. And let's say you're in Palestine when you do that, and they ask you, where are you going? And you're too ashamed to say, I'm going to vote for the person who did this.
Yeah.
And it's like he just explained it so well. And that is what you're doing. That is what you're fucking doing. You are telling Palestine. And, the thing that just fucking makes me want to scream is the people who are like, I've been in the streets for a year, but like, no, you're a fucking fraud, dude. You're a fucking fraud. If you were in the streets and you're chanting Genocide Joe and shit like that, and then at the last minute you're giving into fucking, vote shaming and shit, you're a fucking fraud and you're weak. I'll tell you that straight fucking up. I don't care who gets mad. You're a fucking fraud.
Yep.
Every single thing you have done up until this point means nothing because you are fake.
It sucks so much because it's like we know history. So we know that something could be done. Pressure could be applied. Anything could be done. And yet they have literally done nothing. Like at most, we've had two sternly worded, hey, you better be careful over there. That's it. Like Israel got all of its money. Israel got all of its weapons, and it's asking for more. And I promise you, he's going to come back. Netanyahu's going to end up coming back sometime, maybe not this year, but the beginning of next. He'll give another speech. He'll get another standing ovation, and we'll give him a few more $1 billion to keep doing the most horrific thing any of us have ever seen. And this isn't anything new. That's the thing. This has always been the wages of empire. This is how empire functions. It's like a machine, but instead of running on coal, it runs on the blood of the innocent. And what we're witnessing is the first time ever seeing empire in action live streamed into the comfort of your homes. That's the difference. So for Israel, I get where they're coming from, where they're like, hey, this is bullshit. America did the same thing. Why should we be considered war criminals if America did this? Guess what? They're right. America also did these horrific kinds of crimes, and we were never held accountable. And that's a big part of why Israel's doing it, because they saw that we did it. I mean, that's as simple as that,
Speaking of which, last Monday, if you guys haven't seen it, last Monday on Indigenous Peoples Day, I was so honored to have 3 people very close to Leonard Peltier, and it was his spiritual advisor, his lawyer's assistant, and an indigenous woman who is on his board. And you know, Dawn Lawson, she read a quote that Leonard wrote 42 years ago about Palestine and Lebanon, and it could have been written today. It's on my TikTok and it's on my YouTube, but I strongly suggest watching that show from last week, because as Indigenous peoples, they shared the, the comparison of what they are witnessing again.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time to jump into that. I think, are you ready for moving on into Israel?
All right.
So Israel has been assaulting the final 3 operating hospitals in Gaza, and now they are threatening to bomb the main hospital in the capital of Lebanon, in Beirut. And they're doing it again, just like last time. They're showing made-up computer animation saying, look, underneath the hospital, there's a super network of Hezbollah tunnels. So they're the literal same thing they did last time. And we're wrong about last time. And they're doing it again. I feel like I'm in Groundhog's Day, but, way bloodier.
And the thing that is even more disgusting, or at least equally disgusting, than us paying for all of this and giving the weapons for all of this, is the fact that we are not just endorsing it and causing it, but we are actually saying, our fucking president is literally saying again that if they actually arrest Netanyahu, that we will send our troops over there to stop it.
I love it. I call his bluff. Let's call his bluff. I'm ready. I am ready to see if American troops are ready to invade The Hague for Bibi fucking Netanyahu. Let's call the bluff.
It's legal.
Well, just because it's written on a piece of paper, I mean, my God, all the things that the Nazis did technically were legal. It doesn't mean anything, just because it's on a piece of paper doesn't mean shit.
Anyone who is in the military who would actually go is fucking just, oh my God.
Oh, man. I would like to, if I may, read you a quote real quick. This is from the director of the only remaining hospital in northern Gaza that's currently under siege. This is Dr. Hussam Abu Safia, and this is what he had to say. He said, "We are under what can be called a real genocide taking place against our people in the northern Gaza Strip. The health situation has completely collapsed. The world must act immediately to secure a safe humanitarian corridor to provide blood, supplies, medicine, equipment, and medical staff, or our wounded will die in the coming few hours. Therefore, the world must understand what is happening now in the northern Gaza Strip: genocide, deliberate killing. Anyone who moves in the street is shot at. It is clear that we are witnessing a real massacre against those present. Of course, the medical staff numbers are very low, and the volume of injuries is not at all proportional to the space available. Therefore, we had to implement the difficult triage system for our cases. We have had to leave some to die and some to live. Therefore, our capabilities are very limited, and so the situation is catastrophic, my dear friend. The world must come now with pictures, with words, and with images to see what is happening in the northern Gaza Strip: a real genocide against everyone who moves in this strip." So yeah, I had to read that again. This is the director of the last hospital in northern Gaza.
It doesn't matter.
I feel you.
It doesn't fucking matter. They're not going to stop. The Palestinians are going to fucking cease to exist. They're going to be all gone.
Yeah, it's literally what they're doing. I mean, it's literally what they're doing. I'm sure you probably saw the video today that came out of the settlers having a little rally where they're talking about we're taking all of North Gaza, but we're not just taking North Gaza. We're going to take the whole strip. Like basically laying out their plans for how they're going to move once the military pulls out.
And it feels so fucking helpless.
Yeah.
It's like we're trying, we're protesting, we're doing everything we can, but it's not changing anything. And they're still being massacred, and we're still paying for it, and we're still giving the weapons for it, and we're still making it about a stupid fucking election.
Yeah. I've never personally been more disappointed to call myself an American. America has rough history. There's no getting around it. But this just feels like, we finally moved beyond the pale when we can see the kind of horrors that are being unleashed and tell us to not only accept it, not only to just get over it, but then telling us to support it, reward it with our very vote. The one piece of power we have as citizenry beyond, protest.
I guess, people are gonna, when Palestinians are all gone, they're gonna sit there and be like, why didn't I say something? And I'm gonna say, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't fucking matter. You were fucking quiet during all of this.
Honestly,
it's quiet.
It's worse than the quiet. It's because the quiet is complicity in the face of oppression, but it's worse than that. It's that they are getting us all some sort of creepy ritual to all dip our hands in the blood equally so that we all take part in it. It's like the Ides of March when they all stabbed Caesar in the back and he says, all hands with me. It's like we all have to take part in this ritual for some fucked up reason. And I refuse. I will not understand how anybody would want to willingly participate. This is evil. We as human beings set up a system of law and order, and the number one law that said you cannot do this is the thing that we are currently facilitating. If we don't stop this, what's even the point of being American? What does being American mean anymore if this is what we defend and this is what we uphold? Do we have ideals or do we not?
And I want to tell people something, and I want to be very clear. In 2016, I watched people from my Bernie campaign office who protested with me at Occupy DNC and shit like that, and who swore, I'm writing Bernie in, I'll never vote for Hillary, she's a piece of shit, oh my God, I will never reward her, blah, blah, blah. And then they gave in and they voted for her, and she fucking lost anyway. This is so far beyond that, but I want to be very clear, because some of those people I still talk to, and they fucking hate themselves for doing that at the last minute and going against every fucking thing they believe because of fucking vote shamers. Fuck those people. Fuck them. Fuck them. You are the only person who has to live with your vote. Are they going to win or lose with your single vote? No. you're the only person who has to look at yourself at the end of this day. And if you are okay with marching in the street and protesting and posting 24/7 about how this is wrong, and then abandoning all of that when Palestine is literally disappearing, and you're just going to abandon all of that and all of that supposed fury and pain and disgust, and you're just going to fucking abandon that and bend the fuck over and lick the boots of those who are causing this. You are worse than people who never acknowledged it to begin with, because you fucking know it's wrong.
Yeah. Amen. I wish that people understood, and I've been trying to express it. I think I even said it last week, but I'll say it again because it bears repeating. There's going to come a point many years from now, the kids that you see running around in 2024 will grow up. And when they do, they're going to ask you, what did you do to stop the genocide of the Palestinians? What did you do to stop it? Do you really want to tell these kids that you voted for it, but you had a really good strategy? Like, is that really? Because I'm telling you, these kids are going to look at you the way that we look at like our grandparents when they were like, yeah, I was at the lynch picnic. I didn't understand. It's like, oh, you didn't understand. Like, that's a great excuse, but at this point, I think people need to realize, you will regret if you participate in evil. It's just human nature. You will feel this. You will think about this at night. And I don't want that for people.
It's just so fucking hard to watch, people in your life like bully you and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and I just, it gives me so much anxiety. Like, I cannot even tell you, like, seeing certain people in my family, like I have such fucking anxiety about seeing them because I know what I'm in for.
Oh,
and
God.
I know, being in the state of Pennsylvania,
yeah,
if and when Kamala loses, which she's going to. What?
She's going to. Have you seen these polls that have been coming out?
I
these
don't
last
pay
few
any
days?
attention to polls because they gave Hillary a 98% chance of winning. So I don't look at that, but I do look at the fact that she has, like, the only kind of energy she had was when people first came out. And
yeah,
she's gonna lose. And I, as a Pennsylvanian, am going to suffer again by being harassed by people in my life who are going to be telling me I voted for Trump and stuff like that. And I don't think people it's not even funny though. Like, I don't think people comprehend just how depressing and anxiety inducing it is to have people in your life who are family. It's not like you can just be like, fuck you, who literally say things like that to you. It fucking destroys you because you're like, I actually thought you were kind of a good person, and you're not. And it's so fucking just, it's devastating. It's like, I know what I'm fucking in for. Like, I know.
Yeah.
But it's still not enough for me to fucking give in.
I want to just back up what you're saying. I had a similar situation with somebody I care about recently where they had said to me when I was trying to explain that I couldn't vote for the genocide and that it was ultimately up to Kamala, they said that I was basically virtue signaling. And I'm like, how is it virtue signaling? I don't want to participate in knowingly, like, killing these people. Like, it's not there's no signal. It's a line in the sand, and it's like, just because you're okay with crossing it doesn't mean that everyone else is. Like, you have to respect people's, like, boundaries. You have to have a fucking moral boundary, if you're
I'd
going to
say,
be a
like,
moral
I'm
being.
not compromising my, my beliefs to vote for someone who disgusts me. And they'll say, well, so your beliefs are Donald Trump? Stop talking about Trump. I don't give a fuck about Trump, dude. I don't care. I
I
don't
know.
care about him. He's trash. So is she. More than one person can be trash at the same fucking time.
Oh my God, if only they could understand that. My God, the
They
team
choose
politics.
not to. That's the thing. Like they absolutely choose not to. The amount of gaslighting and bad faith from Dems is just I've never been so disgusted that I used to be a Democrat.
Same. Absolute same. I can't believe that this party that I put so much of my time, my money, my effort, my blood, sweat, and tears, no joke, into this party, just for them to abandon basically every tenet that I hold dear outside of women's rights. Has the party got anything left?
I mean, women's rights is nothing because
We lost them.
You got Liz Cheney, and if you're bragging you have over 200 elected Republicans endorsing you, then you know damn right well they don't believe you're going to do one fucking thing about abortion because they wouldn't endorse you.
So in that interview with Tim Walz on The Daily Show, right at the end of the interview, Jon Stewart asks him, and he leans in real close, and he goes, promise me you're not going to do the Cheney policies. You're not going to do the policies, are you? And Walz is like, oh, no, we're not. That's not what this is about. We promise, or whatever. But I didn't believe him for a second. It's like, you're absolutely going to do those Cheney policies. And I appreciated that, again, Jon Stewart just calling it out. It's like, you're going to do that, aren't you? It sucks so hard having no representation, No, nobody is looking out for my values, and nobody's looking out for the values of the people that I care about.
Well, I mean, I feel like Jill is, and that's why I'm with her.
Yeah. It's true. She's got my vote. Hey guys, you have like freaking less than 2 weeks before votes. So you should probably really, 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 really consider what you want on your conscience, your karma, your soul, your if you're an atheist, the cosmos, whatever. You don't want blood on your hands, folks, is what I'm telling you. Please consider voting for Jill Stein. And if not that, God, just leave it unmarked if you're really that bent out of shape about Jill Stein, but do not support genocide. Oh my God, why do I have to say it? This is 2024, and I'm over here begging people, please don't support genocide. This sucks.
I say don't fuck leaving it unmarked. I don't care if you have issues with Jill. I don't give a fuck. That's your shit. That's how you feel. It is what it is. But what I am going to tell you is that I'm pretty sure most of you guys who watch my show can't stand the Dems. So what I'm going to tell you is that the duopoly, which is essentially one party, needs to be smashed. And I know we say that a lot, but this is our chance to fucking smash it. Legit fucking smash it. Because whether you like Jill or not, especially if you're undecided or you're staying home or you're not voting, I want you guys to truly comprehend what could happen if we all vote for Jill. If we get at least 5%, okay, that means that now it is not a duopoly. Now there is a main party. Greens are no longer a third party. The main parties are now Dem, Republican, and Green. That is a main party now. It gets federal funding. It gets to be on the debate stage. And when you think about this, not just do we have the hugest opportunity of our fucking lifetime, and I know I sound like there's never been a more important election, but seriously, this is the hugest opportunity politically we have ever had in most of our lifetime, because we actually have the chance this time to fucking smash this shit and burn it to the motherfucking ground. And what is so important is that if we do get that 5% and we do make sure that, that becomes a valid party, an accredited party, and not a so-called third party anymore, that means that the Dems will have to suck it the fuck up that was solely because of Palestine. That is why that happened. We've been in the streets for over a year. You didn't listen to us. So guess what? Now you have official competition. Now they're going to be on the debate stage. Now they're going to get the same federal funding. Now they're going to have people actually opening up to what they believe in. We could fucking change history. We could change politics in America permanently in a big fucking way. So I am asking you, especially if you're undecided, you're staying home, whatever, checking the box for Jill is not just about voting for Jill. This is about saying the biggest fuck you to the Democrats and the political system in our power. This is all we fucking have. That's it. We have no other leverage. This is it.
Yep. And I'm with exactly what Joy's saying here, guys. This is a super rare opportunity where there are so many voters of conscience who will not be supporting this genocide. And we have options, and Jill Stein is a champion for stopping this genocide, for stopping weapons to Israel. She's a champion for all the things that you want. She is the champion for healthcare, universal healthcare, champion for universal education, champion for universal childcare, champion for reparations. My God, it's 2024. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone because I have to keep mentioning that, but it feels like we've gone way backwards.
Seriously. I'm trying to see if I can read any comments, and I can't with my blind ass. Do you have another topic? Because it's been over an hour. I've been going off on a tangent.
No worries. The only other thing I wanted to mention was my pick for Grand Marshal. Do you have a topic?
There's so many I could say, but the one person I don't even want to bring up because I loathe her so fucking much. So who did you want to pick?
Well, I wanted to give it this week to Elon Musk, and
you've already given it to him like 85 times.
He keeps surprising me with his evil and how he uses his money for awful things. I'll tell you what. I'll put up my nomination. You put up your nomination, and then we'll vote on who officially should be based on like our evidence. How about that?
All right.
All right. So here's my evidence. All right. Elon is using his endless money to fuck over everyone on planet Earth. This week, he used tens of millions of dollars to run specialized ads against Kamala in Michigan. Now, here's how it works. Okay. If you're a Jewish viewer, you get an ad that tells you that Kamala hates Israel and hates Jewish people. But if you're a Muslim viewer, you get an ad on how Kamala is the best friend Israel ever had and she hates the Palestinians. And so that's part one, is he spent tens of millions of dollars running these creepy double-faced ads. So then this same week, he also spent over $30 million to scam the betting pool Poly Market. Did you hear about that?
No.
So Polymarket is the thing that has been kind of like drawing lots of eyes for the last few elections because it seems to usually get it right just on the betting odds. And what had happened is all the polling, I didn't get a chance to mention that, it's really neck and neck. In fact, in the swing states, Kamala is now either down or tied in every swing state. So it's not looking great, but it's pretty much 50-50 on the general poll consensus. So it was a huge surprise when it came to light that suddenly the betting market said that it was like a 70% chance that Trump would win. And people were like, well, what happened? Why does the betting market have different info than everybody else? Well, it turns out that Elon Musk put a $30 million bet that Trump would win to tip the scales in favor of the betting odds switching to Trump being the winner. So that he could then go and be like, because literally just minutes after he made this bet, he goes out onto Twitter and he's like, hey, everybody, look how the betting market right now says that it looks like it's definitely going to be Trump that wins. So don't listen to those polls. It's clearly what the betting market says. He just gamed it with all his fucking money. And so this leads me to my point, which is I think billionaires should be banned. And I don't just mean they're not allowed to make the money anymore. I think they should be hurled into the sun. That's a little extreme. Maybe just take away their billions. Okay, but I can't stand that this dude had enough money this week to manipulate just about everybody on planet Earth. I hate that. No one should have this much money. That was why he was my particular nomination for the Grand Marshal this week. Tell us about yours.
Well, mine was going to be AOC, but I hate even talking about her because she's so fucking annoying. But apparently, no, if I knew this, I would have gone and protested. But apparently she came to Pennsylvania yesterday and was talking about Trump. And she's like, he's not even from here. And I was like, excuse me, bitch, neither are you. I don't even think she's ever been to our state. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? And then she's like, just like, oh my God, like, you know she's running for president next time. Like, you know she is. She's just so fucking disgusting. She is repulsive. And her voice is like it's like a little Easter egg. Like, shut the fuck up. Do you know what I'm talking about when she's like, it's like a little Easter egg?
When she did that smear video on Jill Stein and she had this like, I'm at a sleepover secretly filming myself in the closet.
I'm gonna be real, okay?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be real.
I just never felt my intelligence more deeply insulted than seeing shit like that. It's like, does she literally think that's who she's talking to? Like the people on the other end are like, oh, tell us all about it. Like, God, this is insane. Like, I can't stand it. Spill the tea, sis. Spill the tea.
Oh my God, girl. Preach. Oh my God. Oh, but anyway, that's why I was naming her, because I watched this speech, even because one of my followers sent it to me and I regret it. And she goes, he doesn't understand us. He doesn't understand those of us who are poor. He doesn't understand those of us who don't have housing. He doesn't understand. And she was lumping her ass in with us, talking like she actually knows what struggle is.
Wasn't she the one in the big fancy?
What?
Wasn't she the one in the like multi-$1,000 dress at the Met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she makes $174,000 every year, which I don't think I've even gotten in like the past 20 fucking years amassed. And you know, her fucking fiance is a bajillionaire financier.
Of
and
course.
Like, what in the fuck? And she's like, he doesn't know our struggle and stuff.
Wow.
Like, oh my God, maybe it's a good thing I wasn't there.
I just realized something. If you can land a fucking like a congressperson or a senator as a partner, and you're a financier, that's like landing the ultimate whale because you now have insider trading knowledge on everything. Like that is the greatest thing that you. That's like the ultimate merger.
Yeah,
Like,
Mama Bear is proud.
no doubt.
And
Wow.
RFK Jr. just got a boner when you said whale. Not that I want to think about that because now I'm going to throw up.
Oh God! Well, it's Halloween. Let's all imagine RFK Jr. with a chainsaw. Let's just imagine it. It
Oh
sounds
my God.
great.
Next week we have to do a Halloweener show and make it
Okay.
all like stuff that could be turned into like a scary monster movie.
Oh, great, great. I'll have all the stupid monster voices since we don't have
Oh
faces.
God.
Oh yeah, that's fun Halloween lore for the show. Everybody, we don't actually have faces.
Maybe we will have faces.
I don't have a face. I don't know about you.
Eyes without a face.
I got no human grace. I'm eyes
Eyes
without a
without a
face.
face. Ah,
Well,
yes.
I'm gonna say I can't stand AOC, and we did give it to Elon already, so I'm willing to let AOC take the reigning supreme grand marshal position this week.
Yeah. I'm down. I'm down.
All right, well there it is. It's official. Elon, step aside. You thought you were the king of shit town, but it's actually AOC.
Won't you take me to Shitty Town? Won't you take me to Shitty Town?
Oh, well, it's been.
I'm actually dancing.
I know. I could tell. I was about to say, ladies and gentlemen, you can't see this, but she's disco dancing right now.
Pretty much. Well, thank you guys so much for listening, and yeah, just thank you so much, and please smash the like and subscribe. I also have a buy me a coffee if you'd like to chip in a few bucks. It helps me to for travel expenses when I go to cover things that are on the ground, things like that. And it helps me with my streaming fees and all that fun, not so fun stuff. So thank you so much. I do have a panel this week. I'm not going to state what it is yet, but I will just say it has to do with environmentalism.
Awesome.
And it will likely be tomorrow, but could be Thursday night. But I will be announcing. So thank you so much. Again, hit the like and hit subscribe.
Yeah, smash the like button, smash the duopoly, smash the pumpkins, but not until after October 31st, you ghouls. And join us next week. We're going to have some spooky election coverage. Well, almost election. I guess it'll be election almost happening time.
I'm just so fucking excited to not get these stupid motherfucking texts and people at my door and mail and shit. Like, just leave me
My
alone.
email is so full of this shit. I'm so tired.
Ugh. That will be celebratory.
Yay, no more spam text messages. And with that, I want to wish everybody a wonderful rest of your evening. This has been the Capitalist Death Parade. I am Josh Radiohedge.
And I am Joy Marie Mann.
And keep kissing them piss-covered rocks, y'all.